Is it safe to say you're running more than most elite athletes?
I've never seen a runner run as high as me. I've seen some people being like, oh, you'll be broken in 2 years, like you won't be able to walk, all of this. I don't care, to be honest. I'm living right now.
Am I right in saying you have a girlfriend now?
I've got to keep it under wraps for now.
That's absolutely fine. I respect the narrative, man. How on earth is this bloke running 270k a week and not getting injured?
Yeah, it's a good question.
It's typical that the one day that I have the cart horse in, the lift's broken.
Yeah,
I'm blaming you for that we had to walk up the stairs.
But there was a mission getting up.
Jake, welcome.
Thank you, mate.
Thanks so much for coming on. Appreciate you, man.
Quality.
You've ran from Japan.
And now back, exactly.
Yeah,
the full circle moment. And this is we've got a whole studio set up. It was a bit of an upgrade because, till now, I've literally, most things been all on my own. It's like in my bedroom. Everyone knows the sort of Ranty-Fan backdrop. Got my little, at home, like the camera, all of that. So it's quality now coming back home, linking up with people. Yeah.
It's so cool because like you said to me on the way up that you've been doing this now for about a year and a half and you've not been back in England since. So this is your first time being back as a kind of like content creator, I guess. And you're kind of living it for the first time. How's it been? Yeah,
it's mad because when I left, I'd done a little bit of like short form, Instagram, that kind of thing. And I had plans, so I'd already like planned out the YouTube. I had it all in the back of my head, but then it was a whole year in Japan till I even started YouTube. So at that point, I might have had 1,000 Instagram followers, like no YouTube, nothing. And then it's just crazy how it's kind of popped off over the last year and a half or so.
Mate, it's unreal. And your channel's success has been something that I feel like I have been a frequent viewer of your channel now. I would say since before I was trading, I would say probably around the Paris Marathon time when I started training for Paris. So earlier this year. And like your video quality has just leveled up every single week. It's been sick. And obviously recently hitting 100k subs. What a moment.
Big. That was always mad. I'm still waiting for my plaque. Actually, you know what?
Of course.
They sent it to Japan. And I keep getting these delivery notifications. They're like, we've tried delivering today. It's like you weren't there. We tried delivering tomorrow. So I don't know, someone might have nicked it by the time I'm home. But that's on the way, the silver plaque.
Amazing, man.
Crazy.
You're quite interesting because like you focused very much on YouTube rather than any other platform. Like you obviously do Instagram and TikTok and stuff like that, but you don't necessarily put the same amount of time as you do into your YouTube account.
Yeah. Oh, nothing, mate. There's very little work going into the Instagram. I think because I put so much into YouTube that then by the time I finish editing the video, getting that up, I'm like starting working on the next week's video. It's relentless. And then it's a completely different style of video as well. Like for what does well on Instagram versus like TikTok versus YouTube. I like the sort of storytelling, and Instagram's just so much more fast paced. Like I probably should put more effort in.
It's you can't like.
But you got to kind of pick one or the other.
I feel like the creators that do really well are the ones that really hammer down one platform.
Yeah.
Like if you look at Alistair Armand, he has absolutely hammered down the short form and like blown massively. You have hammered down the YouTube angle, blown up massively. You know, there's so many great creators that have like that sort of repertoire of example that shows working on one platform really works. So hats off to you, man. Do you edit your own videos?
Yeah. Most of it's all me. And then I work with an editor in Japan. But we were saying just before we were rolling, it's like, you don't want to lose that creative control. It's like I get so specific, all the little tiny chops and that.
Yeah.
And I think, you're probably the same. Like, you know how you want it to look in your head?
100%.
It's hard to like get someone else to do that. Like, you got to keep some of it yourself.
I've got so much I want to talk to you about today, man.
Let's get going.
First of all, it is great to have you here. And I was when I saw that you were doing Valencia Marathon, I was like, surely he's going to come over to the UK. Surely there's a chance. So I dropped you a message and then lo and behold, we're here now. So I'm glad we could finally organise it. Before we get into the Valencia Marathon chat, I just want to kind of go right back to the start because I feel like there'll be people here that know you really well. There'll be people here that don't know you too well. So I kind of wanted just to cover all bases really. And start from the beginning. Where did this running journey begin? What birthed this love for running?
So it was way back, like cross-country days, like back in school, maybe when I'm 10, 11, like all the way back.
You're a cross-country OG then?
Yeah, loved it. Did you ever do cross?
Yeah, but right at the back, bro.
Most people hated it. It was everyone's worst nightmare. It was like a punishment, whereas I was one of the sickos that absolutely loved it. Like, they'd always, in the team sports, like football, rugby, I played all of them. I remember it was always like a punishment. They'd send you on a lap, cross-country, like if you were like messing around or whatever. Whereas I was like, oh, this is great. I get to run an extra lap. And then, it kind of progressed. I think I had to like phase out the other sports. Like I used to love, football and like rugby, but I think it maybe around 13, 14, I had to kind of pick because like you either bulk up for rugby. Like you had these playing guys that were like 6 foot with like beards and stuff. And I'm still like tiny. Like it's that age when, you either got to, bulk up, people hitting the gym.
Yeah.
And then I kind of went down the running route. I think I just enjoyed it more. Thought I could go further with running. And then had like a whole load of sort of surgeries, like problems and stuff, chest problems throughout my like high school, teenage years.
Really? So like what, internal issues or muscular or?
So I had ages basically from 14 to maybe 18 where I pretty much couldn't run. Had like open chest surgery twice.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's a full roller coaster. And it's like this really rare condition. Like one of my arteries was basically blocked off by muscle. So it was like, I was getting this like stabbing pain in my chest. And they couldn't figure out. I was seeing all these heart specialists, like lung tests, like muscle, everything.
Yeah.
And eventually got to the bottom of it and had to just be like split open, like organs moved, muscle cut away. Like
That's crazy.
It was like insane. And then it came back. So I went round 2. And
so
then,
your muscle had like where they operated, the muscle reformed?
I think something like that. It's like a super rare condition. It's like everyone else having it, like having the surgery is like these 78-year-old like old geezers. Yeah. I think I was the youngest person to ever have it with this because like a specialist surgeon in London. It's like a super niche condition. And like I don't know what caused it or if even the surgery worked because like it seemed to come back. It should have fixed it, but that was just like a whole nightmare. So through from sort of 14 to 18, I was out of action. That's when I started MMA because I could do that. So that was the other like little side quest. Yeah, I've had a weird sort of
because you spoke about that loads in your early YouTube videos about your kind of MMA journey, but you've kind of sort of stopped talking about that as much now. But there's still that sort of like origin story in you. Where did that begin? Yeah,
I used to watch UFC. I was like one of the early. It was back like way before the Conor McGregor era. It was when it was still on like DVD tapes, like video. I think I got for Christmas, maybe when I was like 14, one of these old school UFC documentary, like docs or whatever. I was watching that. I was like, this is insane. And I think with anything I've ever done, when I get into it, I become like obsessed with it. I've got the most obsessive personality. So it's good that I'm doing something like running, whereas it could have been something, a little bit less healthy. And then, I was like, I need to try this. Started training because it was a time when I couldn't run. But I guess because MMA, there's more technique and stuff. It was less strain. It was like the running thing. I guess it's because when your heart's pumping, it's like the blood's flowing more, so then there's more pressure going through the artery.
So like being thrown about and kind of like
that was no problem.
Hit and stuff.
Literally, I'm getting like smacked in the stomach.
That's
like,
crazy.
I feel like almost like a month maybe after having the surgery, I was back there getting kicked. Like little liver shot, all of that.
Mad.
And that was okay. And so, I guess that was the outlet when I couldn't run. I go all in on MMA. And then when I could eventually get back to running, sort of at uni, I was loving MMA so much. I sort of, for maybe, the next like 5 years, was bouncing between one or the other. Like I'd go through phases of, I was all in on running, all in on MMA, but never like properly committed.
Did they help each other or hinder each other?
I'd say running helps MMA.
Yeah.
People that were way more talented, skilled than me, purely just by being fitter, I could hold my own. Like if I could survive the early like rounds in sparring or whatever, they'd be absolutely gassed on the floor. And I'm like, oh, happy days, keep going. The other side though, like, imagine trying to run after someone's just smashed your leg to pieces. Like,
that's so true.
Like trying to run with dead legs. Brutal, absolutely brutal. So it definitely didn't help the running. And at the time I'm carrying 20 kg of extra upper body muscle.
So how much bigger were you? Obviously 20 kg. What's that sort of look like size-wise?
Oh, hefty. I had like my face is chunkier, like everything. Like I look like a big unit. I'm probably back then up to like 80 kg.
Got you.
And like even now I feel like I look big compared to the boys I'm running against. But back then I was carrying a whole lot extra, like doing a bit more gym stuff and just naturally like put on muscle easily. So it wasn't ideal for the running,
And this was whilst you were at uni. Was it Birmingham Uni?
Birmingham Uni, and then my master's out in America.
Oh, cool.
And I was still doing it then. So I was, so at least 5, maybe like 7 years even, bouncing between both before I finally committed to running when I was about 24, 25. And that's when the Japan saga began.
Yeah, so you were at uni and then you kind of were faced with the decision, like move home, stay in America. Why did you choose Japan? Where did that begin?
It's a rogue shout. I think I was training for a marathon out in America, like my first marathon.
What? It was the race in America?
In America, yes. It was their sort of national champs. They had a marathon for it.
Was it CIM?
It was it was actually, there was like a university championship. So it was like for the uni teams in our conference or whatever. And I did that one. I think I stopped MMA maybe 2 months before. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna go from training maybe 100k a week to knocking out like 180 maybe. So just like absolutely hammered it.
You were still training 100k a week whilst getting battered and bruised during MMA fights and stuff.
That's the, like I say, I haven't trained properly till 3 years ago, but my whole life, I've still been knocking out 100k a week.
Right, question for you then.
Yeah, go on.
What has been the least amount of running you've done in one singular week in the last 10 years?
Oh, okay. Well, I've had like 1 or 2 little injuries or...
Oh yeah, let's forget about the
other than the arm thing. Or, yeah, that's what
let's forget about that.
Alluding to. Oh, maybe like 80k, 50 miles.
That's what I'm working towards, bro.
Yeah, but I'm a psycho. Like when you're that addicted to it.
Yeah.
For me, that's just like it's just good getting out running. Like I can't imagine doing nothing for a week. I think I'd go mental. So even when I was doing the MMA, what I'd do is I'd like run in the morning with my team. Like we had to have training. And then in the evening, I'd run to the MMA gym, train for 4 hours and then run back.
4 hours?
Yeah, it was like 3-4 hours. Because it's like, whereas running, you can't, there's a limit to how much you can do. MMA, there's so much technique involved. You're just drilling moves like endlessly. Then you might hit the heavy bag, do some pad work. Then you're sparring. So it's like every session's like a proper, you're covering all the different stuff. There's so many different aspects of MMA, like wrestling, jiu-jitsu, boxing. Have you ever done any kind of martial arts?
No, I've not done martial arts, but I did a white collar boxing fight.
Oh, so,
I did a camp for that. So basically, I lost my fantasy football league, and the forfeit was to do a charity boxing night. And so I came last, but I was like, at this time, I was starting to make content. I was doing like TikTok vlogs and stuff, and I thought, you know what? This isn't the worst case. Like, this isn't the worst thing in the world.
Good for the video.
It's a good series. It's a good kind of like whole narrative arc. Anyway. What happens? I face a bloke. So in training, you get basically 8 weeks of training. And you train Mondays and Wednesdays. And in your group, they basically say 3-4 weeks out, you can kind of start choosing your partner. But they don't choose it for you.
So you're matching up. You're trying to get what someone with similar ability.
So what you'd have is, so I'm like 80, at this time, 84 kilos.
Yeah.
I'm only a little bit heavier now, like 85, 86. But like you basically size up people and say like, what sort of weight are you? Like you look at their ability and go, would that be a good fight? There was this lad who'd watched my videos. And he was 90 kg and he'd come up to me, he's like, mate, I'd love to fight.
And it's so threw the challenge down.
Because he's like, he watched my content. He used to watch me on the Fellas and stuff like that. He was a really lovely guy. And he was like, yeah, mate, should we fight? And I was like, you know what? I think that would be a good scrap. Anyway, he was like 90 kg, big lad. But we had a good fight. So we got paired up on fight night. It was 3 rounds of 2 minutes. First round, he just come out all guns blazing, mate, genuinely windmilling, like fully.
It's the classic amateur boxing style.
And there was one move where I kind of ducked underneath a shot and he hit me on, because you know that the headgear is he doesn't cover the top as much, I don't think.
Oh, okay.
There's a gap basically, and he kind of like caught me, so went with a hook or some sort of swing. It hit the top of my head, because I was ducking underneath, I wobbled as it hit me. I stepped back and the guy gave me a standing count. And I was like, and I was like, but I was absolutely fine. Anyway, he won that round clearly, regardless of the count. Second round was a bit more even. Third round, like again, my fitness came into play and I kind of was on the upper hand in the third round. And then I lost on decision. So it was a noble loss. Yeah.
You fought well. You gave it everything.
Look, man, I wouldn't do it again, but it was
I was going to ask, would you ever, you're one and done, retired.
No way, bro. But yeah, no, so MMA gets that you hang up the gloves as such, and it's time to focus on running.
Exactly. So it's like, when I'm all in, like at one point it was literally, I want to fight in the UFC. Like when I'm doing something, it's 100%. Then when it's running, it's like, I've stopped MMA. All right, at this point, So I've just in my debut marathon, like out in America, I've ran a 2:38. So it was solid, but it was like so far from the elite boys, like so far. It's not even like sub-elite runner. Like it's just like a good club runner level.
It's a championship entry for London Marathon.
Is it? Would I scrape in?
I think it is 2:38. No.
Yeah, I think it might be bang on. So I might have just about made that. But then even when I stopped MMA, I'm like, right, I want to be a professional runner. I want to make the Olympics. Like, there's no indication that I'm ever like that's ever going to be possible.
You are all or nothing.
But
my friend.
Yeah. It's like if I'm going all in, and as well with the training, then that equally means that I'm gonna push the limit of what you can physically do. And I'd listened to this audio book about running in Japan. It's called The Way of the Runner, and that was where the whole Japan thing came from, because they pretty much in this book just talked about how we've had a disaster in the back. You got any left?
Yeah, I've got loads left. Random costume change there. I tried to take my coat off and then knock my drink over. So anyway, we were saying, you read a book.
That was it. Okay, yeah. The Way of the Runner, legendary book about running in Japan, pretty much talks about how British runners, Western runners aren't training hard enough. Like the Japanese are destroying us in half marathon. And it's like trying to get to the bottom of why. And it kind of comes down to the culture, the training. They just put in more miles. So I was like, okay, sounds good, but I wanted more. Like, it wasn't just enough. I was reading the book. I started trying to implement some of the training into my running. But then I was like, okay, I want to go out there pretty much. It's like the all or nothing approach. Yeah, it's like, okay, I want to move to Japan, train with them, like race with them, learn why they're so good, like see why they're getting hundreds of runners, like running sub 2:10 marathons. Like they're completely next level. It's literally, a lot of people don't realize, even Japanese people I don't think realize, but it's like Kenya, Ethiopia, Japan. It's like America, UK, like the gap's ridiculous. Like if we're talking marathon, long distance.
What is the Japanese national record marathon?
They knocked out Valencia.
Did they?
2:04.
Wow.
They've had tons of guys running 2:05, 2:06.
Yeah.
So yeah, even though like, you had like Alex Yee, ridiculous, like 2:06. But then this Japanese guy's 2 minutes up the road. Yeah, they're machines.
Wild. So you kind of make that decision at this point in your life. You've got no strings attached to your life, and you go, right, I'm going to just go for it and just move to Japan. Yeah. How did your family react to that? Because obviously, like you're from London.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm moving to Japan. I want to become a marathon monk.
I don't remember much opposition, to be fair. No, I think they were calm. They were, I guess because I've been in America already.
Sure.
I've been away at uni, up in Birmingham. So then it was the next logical step. What's the next continent I can hit up? So then I think they've always been happy, just like go for whatever I want to do. If that's the path I want to take, they were fully supportive. And I managed to get on this scholarship program. So I was like trying to find a way, how do I get out there? Somehow, fluke my way onto this like fully funded scholarship, 1.5 years out there. And that was my way in. That was like, okay, that's how I'm going to get out. And then it was just try and infiltrate some teams, train with the runners, basically adopt the marathon monk method. And that's eventually where the channel came from. I was like documenting my journey because I saw this sort of niche, like no one knows anything about Japanese running. No Westerners out there doing it, like no one's documenting it. They've got this crazy running scene, but it's this bubble, like internal. And I'm like, okay, I could sort of explore this, make my stuff in English, talking about my own running and showcase the Japanese scene at the same time. And that is where the Ran to Japan channel began.
Amazing. And obviously like you launched the channel when you'd already moved out there.
Yeah.
Between obviously now, your channel is a fully fledged functioning living, but when you first started it, what were you doing out there for money? Were you getting paid for the scholarship to live, or did you have a job out there as well?
So I'd been there. So the scholarship lasted 1.5 years.
Okay.
So that was like, they give you a grant or whatever each month so you can like survive.
Okay, cool.
So it's pretty sick.
It's like a uni maintenance loan.
Exactly, pretty much. Yeah. And I'm like studying Japanese at that time at uni. And then, so when I kickstarted my channel, it was after 1 year. So I had pretty much 6 months while I knew I was still being funded on this scholarship, but I've got a channel that's brand new, no videos, no income. And so I've got to somehow get from that point to be able to fund myself in 6 months. Because in my head, I'm like, if I have to get a job out there, I can't be knocking out the 40K days, the triple runs. So I'm like, I'm trying to avoid that at all costs so I can give my running everything. And then it was, just trying to grow the channel from there, video every week. And I never thought it would grow that quickly, but luckily, by the time the scholarship ended, the YouTube had just started, I'd get me getting some like brand deals and stuff, the AdSense, and it was enough to like, get by in my little like 20-meter squared apartment.
Because it's quite reasonable to live over there, isn't it?
It's
like,
crazy.
Food's quite cheap and stuff like that.
Yeah, oh mate, like I'd say a third of London.
Yeah.
And like rent as well. I'm right central, busiest place. Like
Really?
for Tokyo, it's expensive, but you'd pay 4 times as much if it was in London.
Can you give me a kind of like a London-based example? So where you live, what's that equivalent to in London?
So it'd be central. So Shinjuku, it's like the busiest station in the world.
Yeah.
So it'd be something right heart of London.
So like living in Waterloo.
Yeah, pretty much. Like Euston, like
that's
St
mad.
Pancras. Like, is that kind of area.
Yeah.
And I'm paying 500 quid a month. And that's like, whenever
Wait, that's not even that's not a third.
Yeah, I know.
That's like a fifth of the price.
I mean,
of
to be fair, my apartment's not a lot bigger than this room.
It's small, yeah.
It's a small cupboard, but in terms of, like, whenever I speak to Japanese people, they're like, oh my God, that's expensive, that area.
Really?
Because to them, you go like, 30 minutes outside and you're paying half of that.
Yeah.
Like, you're paying 200 quid a month. So for them, it's expensive. But
crazy. What's been the biggest like shift for you for like, I guess, adapting to Japanese culture? So when you first move out there, you obviously don't speak any Japanese at the time. You're there and on a mission to become a better runner.
Yeah.
What are some of the the hurdles you faced initially?
Yeah, I mean, the language is one of them. So at the time, I'd mastered arigato, konnichiwa.
Yeah,
that was about the extent of my language. Now I'm maybe like a 4-year-old Japanese kid level, but that was the hardest thing at first because it's not like any other country. Like, sure, you travel around Europe, like you go to these places and everyone can speak decent English, like enough to, you can get by, you can have a basic conversation. Whereas in Japan, it's like genuinely non-existent. Maybe in Tokyo, you can order stuff at a restaurant in English.
Like pointing at the pictures.
Yeah, there's a lot of, this. Because they've got a ton of tourists now, but you can't have any, like, you're never going to make connections. You're never going to join a team, make friends, none of that if you can't speak Japanese. That was like the big sort of barrier. And then just, I'd say the whole environment, like even the running scene, everything's different. Like how they train, it's brutal training. It's like, so the time I got there, immediately I joined this group, like the sort of top amateur team in Japan.
And how'd you find that?
So that
was a lot of Reddit searching.
It was a whole load of just connections, like through one person to another to another. Eventually, through people I know, I get to this Japanese coach who then says, "Oh, this is the team you want to join." Because I think at the time, yes, I ran a 2:30:38.
Yeah,
but I was like, I was trying to big myself up. I was like, okay, I'm in like sub 220 shape. I'm looking for a group because I want to train with people better than me, like pull me along.
So you were kind of embellishing it to get into a better setup.
Yeah. Because I'm like, okay, where's the best team? Like, where's the best place I can get?
Train with the best to be the best.
Yeah. And I joined this team, which is like a mix of ex-pros, top amateurs, like sub 220 marathoners. And I think at the time I was way at the back of the group, like getting dragged along. But then just having that team, like every week, I'm just like noticing every week I'm getting quicker, getting pulled along. And just even how they train, it's around this tiny park, Yoyogi Park. It's like no tourists. It's this tiny, what is it? A kilometre or whatever, the loop we do.
A kilometre loop?
Yeah, it was 1.1k.
Oh my God.
And I think the first week I get there, they're like, all right, this week we've got the long run. And I'm like, okay, where are we going to go? They're like, oh, Yoyogi. Thinking, oh, geez, all right, 1k. Like, all right, we're doing 45k.
Oh,
so I knocked out, I think, within like a couple of weeks, I'd knocked out an unofficial marathon PB doing 40 laps around this loop. Crazy. So and dead silent. Like,
that's
no
half
speaking.
the size of Battersea Park then?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Battersea Park feels like that's like the countryside.
You should try Victoria Park. It's a 5k loop.
Oh, dreamy.
It's a dream, mate.
Nothing like that.
No.
That does not exist out there.
What was your jump from the kilometres you were running in America to the kilometres you were running as soon as you got to Japan?
So there was like a transition period. So while I was waiting for this scholarship to start, it was maybe 6 months that I had back in London. And that's when I built up. Actually, I'd had an injury just before. So I went from, I think it was March, I was 0k a week. So I'd had 8 months off, had this hip tear. And it was 0 to maybe 220 by August. So what's that, maybe 5 months or so?
Oh my word.
So it was brutal, like horrendous. I wouldn't recommend it.
Upping it, how much are you upping it a week?
I'm pretty much maybe 10K a week.
Yeah.
You know that 10% rule?
Yeah.
There's none of that. It was like 0, 10, 20, 30, etc. all the way up. Constant pain. I can see how that
works though. I can see how it works.
If you survive, if you don't get a fatal injury.
Yeah. And obviously with injury, like a lot of people watching your content probably go, how on earth is this bloke running 270K a week and not getting injured? What is the secret, man?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think it's probably a combo of a lot of things. Like genetics are obviously a massive one. I'm built a lot more solid than a lot of runners. Like, yeah, especially the top like elite boys, they're tiny. I think doing MMA for all that time, you strengthen all the bones in your shins, your knees. Like, I've not had any stress fracture injuries. That's the classic one that a lot of people get. Exactly. We're all good.
Touch that wood, boy.
I'm rock solid, luckily. From kicking, like, these bags, these, like people's shins, just all of that just like toughens up. And then probably the mindset as well of where a lot of people would have stopped when you get the little niggles and stuff. I was like, if I just push through it, my body will adapt. And definitely that's not going to work for everyone. And I'm not going to recommend it. I always say on my channel, like, this is what I'm doing, but definitely don't try this at home. And for me, it was just like all those pains. Like I'd have all the classic calf pains, knee, like hips, all of that through that period of going from 0 to 200. But I would just kept running and never actually had to take a day off. And within a few days, it was like, all right, I'm all good. So it's weird, but I think the body can handle a lot more than people think and will just adapt to what you're doing over time.
Did you ever have any moment, obviously, where you've kind of pushed through an injury, not an injury, you've pushed through a kind of niggle and you've gone, I think this might be more than something that's just a bit persisting?
Oh, lots of times. I thought I had a career-ending injury about 6 times during that.
Really?
Because as I said, I had this hip problem.
Was that from MMA?
I don't even know. I'm not even sure what it was. It was almost like the week after I said, all right, I'm quitting MMA. I'm going all in on running. I then tear my hip labrum. So like completely like mash up the whole hip.
That's vile.
Classic timing. Yeah. So I'd had 8 months completely off, like surgery on that. And I remember coming back every few weeks, I'm like feeling my hip again. I'm like, oh, here we go. Round 2, bring on the surgery. That's it. Career done. But then it just eventually sorted itself. And the same, I thought I'd torn my calf. But then the next day, maybe I'd wake up and I'd be like, oh, I'm all good. So there was plenty of scares along the way. But luckily, nothing turned out too bad.
Yeah, that's super lucky. So when you're like building up your kilometers, because there'll be so many people watching and listening that have this exact thought that I do. I'm currently working towards starting my marathon block in January. I haven't announced which race yet, but essentially I'm going balls to the floor, and I didn't do enough running for Chicago, and it was clear in the race result it just wasn't a success. So I'm now going to completely change tactic and almost take a little leaf out of your book, but maybe like you've got a whole bush. I'm taking one little leaf.
Tame down.
I think my peak week was 68K for Chicago, which is not enough. So now I'm kind of in the like case of 10K a week, up and up and up.
If you gradually build it up, you got to definitely have deload weeks. And the big thing as well, when you're building, don't worry too much about pace. That was the biggest thing, actually, I think, why I was able to survive it. Because when I went from like 0 to 200, I almost did no sessions, like no intervals, no speed train. Didn't care about any of that. Like put that to the side. It was literally just like, I'm going to jog everything, feel easy, keep the heart rate at like 130, whatever, like super chill. And weirdly enough, doing that, I naturally just got faster anyway. So even after just jogging for like a few months, I'm suddenly in 5K PV shape. And it's like, I've not done any speed work, but I've just got so strong from knocking out the mileage. I reckon that's the key. Like, don't try and absolutely hammer it. Build the base first, like get your mileage up, then start knocking out some speed sessions, your marathon pace, all of that stuff.
Okay, interesting. So you would say even if you're not doing any speed work, there's no risk in then when you do start a block and you're doing more speed work that you're going to get injured.
I think if you introduce it gradually, I think as well, do chuck in some like strides and stuff, like little or hill sprints after your easy run. So I'd always do that, like not a proper session, but keeping the legs spinning. Because if you suddenly go from jogging to hammering a session, like the calves just, that's game over. Whereas keep ticking over, but just keep it light and focus 95% on the easy running. Like that's what's going to get you most of the way.
So with your current training schedule and your amount of kilometers you're running per week, is it safe to say you're running more than most elite athletes?
Yeah, I've never seen a runner run as high as me.
Really?
I'm like an elite runner. There's no, I can't find any data. If someone can find on Strava,
like someone like Conor Mantz, what's he running a week?
So they get up to like 220 maybe.
And you're running 280.
Yeah. But that's because he's a whole lot more talented than me. I can't get away with that.
You know, talent ain't enough.
Yeah, exactly. You got to, if you don't have the speed, you've got to just go further. That's my thinking.
But I love that mindset though, because you've kind of gone into this sport as, right, I'm all or nothing with whatever I do.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact that the more I do, the better I'm going to get.
Yeah.
And okay, as a result, the more I'm going to do, the better I'm going to get. So I saw this thing.
Okay.
It was made by a Instagram account called Kafuzi.
Yeah.
You might have already been tagged in this.
Oh, this just yesterday? Yeah, I saw.
And he made a top 10 list, or it actually was top 12 of the fastest known YouTubers across the men's marathon. And you were number 8.
Solid. I feel like he might have missed a few little
No, but he said
names
his rules were old PRs are okay, but the athlete can't be retired.
Okay.
And that must have posted a YouTube video within the last year.
Okay, he's got to be active, basically.
Yeah, exactly. But also as well, if you look at it, he's incorporated like proper elites. So Alex Yee, Linkletter, Sessman, Clayton Young, like all of them boys are in
dogs,
there.
Yeah.
And you're amongst those names. That's wild.
Yeah, it's mad. I mean, a fair few minutes slower, but yeah, those guys are the top dogs.
Yeah.
Everyone's getting into YouTube now. Like,
it's
I like it, but yeah, all the pros now.
Yeah.
I'm glad I started my channel a year and a half ago. If I'd started it now, you're suddenly competing with, these like full
I don't know, man.
teams.
Your lifestyle is so unique. I think there's always going to be a market for it.
Maybe.
Was there one video that kind of set you up for success on YouTube, or was it just consistency?
I think I got lucky that, a lot of people, and loads of other YouTubers and stuff, they'll say it takes years to like gradually build it. I think my first video now it's up to about 100K, but even when I dropped it, within maybe 2 weeks, it's on 20, 30K.
Wow.
For a debut video.
That's mad.
Like somehow it just hit the algorithm. I went all in with the clickbait title, the thumbnail.
Yeah, what was the title?
Intro. It was, I think I quit my job and ran to Japan maybe, or moved to Japan for my marathon dreams, something along that line.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the exact...
I quit my job for running is enough in itself.
And then the Japan angle's like, I was thinking, no one's done that. So like, hopefully that stands out. And that seemed to just like hit the algorithm. And then every vid from there was just up.
Yeah, mad. Like it's such a cool thing to see, because I didn't know anything about Japanese running before you started doing it. And something I noticed, I watched a bit of your live stream after Valencia, which we will get into because there's a lot to unpack about that race. Obviously, it was an A race you were working towards. But something you did say is that you think, essentially, you think Japan is the top of its game for running, and almost said you would never go to Kenya to train because of the connotations and everything that's happened in the last, I guess, year, would you say?
Or longer. I mean, basically the doping problem. Like Kenya, it's been bad for 10 years or so. It's just, I think it's got more and more out there recently because they're testing more.
It's become more mainstream news.
More people realise about it. I think everyone knew back in the day there was like this massive problem, but I think it's now when you've got world record holders getting popped. Every week there's some new top Olympian from Kenya, like East Africa, that is getting done. The whole scene just, you can't help but put that under scrutiny. And that's what I massively respect about Japan. It's like the cleanest culture. It's the most just, they're so respectful. They're so doing everything by the book. Yeah. Like the rules are just, that they've never had a elite runner get popped ever. Cleanest ever.
Do you ever find, like, as a Brit going over there, you almost say something or do something that the Japanese people go, nah, you can't do that.
There's so many unwritten rules. Like, have you ever been?
No, never.
Okay.
It's on my list. I really want to go.
So I feel like you almost need to study the unofficial rules before you go in, because so many tourists go over and then I think accidentally end up just pissing off the locals by stuff like, so for example, on a train, dead silent, like no one says a word. And it's this respect thing out of like, you don't want to inconvenience anyone else. So like they're all quiet. Like you don't, when you're walking on the street, no one's eating. It's like something about creating litter, like mess, crumbs, whatever. Because all the streets are just so clean. There's no bins as well, like no public bins. And everyone just, they take their rubbish, whatever, put it in their bag and then dispose of it at home. And it's crazy. It's just like all these things that just wouldn't work anywhere else. Like even, I'll like go for a run, like, you know, around Yogi Park, and I'll bring on my camera, my phone, my wallet, all of this stuff. I'll leave it on a bench. 2 hours later, still there.
What?
No, it's hard to comprehend, like in London, but genuinely insane. Yeah.
Wait, so you're literally putting your stuff down on a park bench and going for a 2-hour run. I assume you're running past it every lap, but it's not being taken.
And there's actually Yogi Parks where a lot of the homeless people in Japan live. There's like a corner of it where they've got these tents and stuff. So there'll be homeless people wandering around, but even they've somehow got this Japanese culture built in where they won't steal, they won't take anything.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Have you found though, when you kind of like first moved there, did you find it quite lonely in a sense? Because you were obviously come from a complete different culture for starters, didn't know the language. How did you adapt straight away? Yeah,
it's as well, Tokyo especially, everyone's like so closed off. They're in their little bubble. So you know, like here, you're ordering a coffee. They might have a like casual bit of chat with the barista, or like someone sat next to you, they comment on something. Like I feel like London's not the most overly friendly, but you might have some of that.
Yeah.
Whereas in Tokyo, it's never. It's almost like they're robots in a. You go to the cafe, like I often do my work in cafes and stuff. You can know the exact phrase they'll say, and you'll have the same response every single day. And it's like it's almost just following like a script in a way. Like it seems like that. So people are super closed off. They're all doing their own thing. So at first, it was a bit mad getting used to. But then luckily, because I was studying at this language school, I was with a bunch of foreigners. So like every day I'm going into classes with guys from all over. So at least I got a bit of English chat, like a little escape from, this like completely unique Japanese scene.
How did you make friends?
With Japanese people?
Yeah. Because I can't imagine there's many Brits out there. Well, from your videos, it doesn't seem like you've got many British friends.
I've got like a couple foreigner friends, like runners. Yeah. And then the others are all just Japanese runners. And that was purely few. So this team that I joined initially, some guys spoke a little bit of English. Some of them had like traveled. So they were a bit more sort of international compared to your average Japanese. And then as I'm slowly picking up the language, I'm just trying to like, in the most broken Japanese possible, just give everything I can. Like, nowadays, so I've not opened a textbook in like a year and a half. I think, have improved by just chatting to Japanese people like, as much as I can. And just like, I come across like some just like 3-year-old kid, but I think that's the best way to learn. Just getting stuck in. I'm so surprised Duolingo haven't like given you a big YouTube sponsorship or something. That would be the dream. Mate, it would work so well. I sometimes wonder these brands, like why they don't think of these things. Like how has someone at a massive company at Duolingo not seen you online and gone, oh yeah, British guys moved to Japan, obviously has to speak the language. That's a perfect fit. It is the most natural. That and the other one is a food sponsor. I've never had either of them. Oh my God, yeah. The amount of food I'm going through, and in my videos, half of it's just me eating random Japanese snacks. Do you prefer the Japanese food to the British food? Love it. Yeah. I've been missing it already. I think, again, dead cheap. Like for a $5, you're getting like a 3-course meal out there. Crazy. Unreal. I do like your food segments of your videos. Scrans Japan. Oh, classic. What's your kind of like your top picks then since moving over there? Oh, Japanese food. I'd say for breakfast, I always get these beef bowls. It's like, best bit is unlimited rice. So you can, for me, like post-run, I've just knocked out like 20, 30K. Mate, Hugo Fry's going to move there. So. He'd be living, it's the dream, mate. You forget Tilda or whatever, mate. It's the Japanese unlimited rice Asian bowl. Rice, obviously, sorry, all rice is Asian. The sticky rice. Like, jasmine, sticky rice. Oh, so good. And then just ton of like beef on top. You got all your side dishes like miso soup, pickled veg, like all these little extra bits. And then, that's costing like £5 maybe. It's, I come back here and just these crippling prices. Like at the same price of a meal deal, I'm getting this dead sandwich from Tesco's. I can get like a proper like filling meal that's going to fuel me up for training. Because obviously, you're running what, 280K a week. What's your peak week look like? Close to 300? I hit like for this whole block, consistent like 280 for like a few months. Yeah.
Mad. So that's a lot of calories burned.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're running essentially a marathon a day, aren't you? In
Yeah,
distance?
pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. How much are you burning?
Oh, see, I've never calculated, but
Does it not tell you on your watch?
I only wear it for running.
Do you?
Yeah, do you see like,
That's so interesting.
I don't know why. I think I'm so not a data guy.
Okay.
I'm so the other way, where it's just like, I don't really care what my heart rate says, what my variability, because I'm so stubborn that even if it's shit, I'm still going to want to run 40K.
You don't wear a heart rate monitor, do you? Really?
No. None of that. Purely, I wear my watch for the splits. I'll check the heart rate on the wristband.
Yeah.
Like, it seems, even if it's not 100% accurate, I can compare it to what it is relative. Like, even if it's actually 180 instead of 170, I know compared to what it usually is, whether it's high or low.
It's all relative to what it always is on your watch, so it makes sense.
So it's very old school approach, but yeah, I'm not like big on the whole data, the threshold, none of that.
Mad. That's so interesting because I'm obviously nowhere near the runner you are, but I never take my watch off. I sleep in it, whatever.
So you get all your scores and you wake up, you have all that
everything.
I mean, it's probably the better way to do it.
Well, no, I mean, like, it's just me being like trying to like blame something, I think.
I mean, I'm sure the science approach, because it's the whole like West, like the Scandinavian style, taking blood lactate and all of that. The Japanese are just so old school with it. It's just every session, kill yourself as hard as possible, end up on the ground at the end of it, and that's a good day's work.
Well, it's working for them, isn't it?
And yeah, clearly for the marathon, it's paying off.
Yeah, mad. So what are you kind of eating each day to make sure you're not underfueling? Because like there's a huge risk that with your load you can underfuel and make yourself quite ill.
Since going out there, I've not lost a kg, I've not gained a kg. Like,
mad.
Almost within maybe a tiny window, I've been virtually the same weight, even though my volume's gone up and up and up. I think because I'm a ferocious eater. Like, that's the best bit for me. I love, like, every day we're getting probably 5 meals in, and it's just sort of constantly keeping the energy stores topped up. Like, I'm snacking all the time, like those little rice balls.
Yeah.
I'm getting...
Japan must be so good.
It's so good. No,
it's rice everywhere.
Yeah. And I love the food. It's like, it's dead cheap. You're getting, I mean, I'll go to like cafes to work and I might get like sandwiches and that kind of thing. Like, but then usually my big meals, like evening and morning, that's when I'm just hammering the rice bowls, the udon, noodles, soba, ramen, like all of that kind of stuff. God, it's a spot.
Yeah,
so you're a fan. You like a bit of Japanese.
I love Asian food so much. Like, if I could live off one cuisine, it would be Japanese. Like, anything Japanese, Chinese. I love Indo-Chinese food, like that fusion. Have you ever had that?
No.
It's just a lot of like Szechuan and stuff like that.
Okay,
so good. Big fan. Basically, I love it. Anything with rice.
Yeah, I'm the same. If it's got rice in it, happy days.
When you obviously moved there, you had to kind of like adapt to new training methods.
Yeah.
What's the biggest thing you've learned about yourself as a runner since moving over there?
Oh, probably that your body can handle way more than you think, and your mind in a way. Like doing these endless laps around a tiny loop, just locking into pace, knocking out.
Yeah.
It's all like dead silent as well. Even if you're just running steady, they're just like in a line. It's kind of like militant almost. But I think through that, like, there's no way I'd have pushed it to that extreme maybe if I was still living here. Because everyone around you here trains a certain way. So naturally, you train like that as well.
Yeah.
Whereas, they're knocking out 50K long runs, like these 30K tempos. Like, each week, it's pretty relentless, like brutal training. But I think if you can hack it, and you will eventually get used to it, then you're just naturally going to get quicker.
Yeah. It's crazy because obviously, like, from the Western side, I guess, from England, like, you look at it and go, that's so different to what like recreational runners are doing. Like, your training methods are so different to what probably a 2:15 runner in the UK is doing.
Yeah.
What has been some of the critique that you've had from people from over this side? And because I don't really see it on your videos, the comment section always seems pretty positive, but you must get some shit from people.
It's crazy. I thought I'd have more. I can't believe how the comment sections are. Yeah, people are insanely supportive.
Mate, people love you.
It's sick. Where's the hate at? Surely,
Come on, give us some hate.
I've not made it big time enough yet. That's when I need to get some more haters. I think people maybe criticise, they're like, the long term. I've seen some people being like, oh, you'll be broken in 2 years, like you won't be able to walk, all of this. Well, I don't care, to be honest. I'm living right now. I want to get the best out of me now.
Yeah.
I'm never looking forward and I'm never really looking back. It's more just in the moment, trying to get the best out of me. And like, yeah, there's gonna be injuries, there's gonna be shit races, like course races, because you're pushing the limit. But I'd way rather, at the end of the day, be like 40 years old, completely broken, but knowing that I've pushed absolutely everything, instead of like, oh, I left some room on the table. Maybe I could have been a 208 runner, but I played it safe and I got to 212. There's no fun in that. I'd way rather like get the absolute extreme and know that like I've just basically trained harder than every other runner of my ability, natural talent, to like, because I know that there's a limit. Like people like Alex Yee, Phil Sessman, they're so much more talented than me. I'm never going to be able to catch up or get even close to them if I train the same. They're just naturally quicker. Like they're built for running. Like,
do you think you have a ceiling then, time wise?
I don't know what it is, but definitely just because of the speed barrier. So like my 5K PB is basically Alex Yee's marathon pace, and like even when I'm running my marathons, it's not far off my 5K. Like I'm close to flat out just redlining the whole thing. So that's just a natural limiter. If you can't run a 400 meters in under 60, then if you translate that all the way up, you're never going to be able to run, 255 Ks for a whole marathon. So there's always going to be that gap there, but I just want to push the limit pretty much.
Yeah, it's wild. So when you're preparing for a block, obviously you've just done Valencia.
Yeah.
You're kind of setting that A race, but on the way you're doing lots of B races, like you race most weekends. Yeah. How are you going about setting that target time? Does it change each week?
I'll set at the start of the block what I think I'm capable of, based off the last one, based off my training recently, and also based off other outside factors. So for example, this Valencia block, there's European champs next year. You've got to run a 209.30, like under 209.30 as a Brit to go to European champs for the marathon. So like, even if right now I'm nowhere near 209 shape, let's say, at the beginning of a block, I'd rather give it a go and try and, through the training, get to a point where I can run that than be like, all right, settle for a safe 212. So I'm going to train through that block as if I'm a 209 runner, even if I'm not, because to me, like taking a minute off my PB doesn't do a lot.
No.
Like I'm trying to make GB teams and trying to climb up the British rankings. There's no point in me going from a 214 high to like 213 high.
Yeah.
Doesn't do a lot.
No, obviously like you had Tokyo was 214.
55.
Yeah, so just under that sub 215 mark. What would you say to the people that go, right, so he did sub 215 in Tokyo and then Valencia didn't go his way. To the people that go, oh, just look at his training, that's the reason that he didn't succeed. What would be your response?
I'd say if you look at the training, if I hadn't done that, I wouldn't have ever broke 220. So it's like, during this training block, I knocked out in training like a 217 marathon, a 218 marathon. Like, if you look at people with similar 5K PBs to me, I'm not far off a PB from like Ben Felton or Nick Bester, who are like quality runners. But if you look at base speed, it's not that different. Whereas maybe because I've pushed the absolute extreme of that mileage, I've been able to like outperform people that are probably similar level or more talented, like people with a lot more speed than me.
Obviously, let's talk about Valencia then.
Go on.
Let's talk about it. So that was your A race.
Yeah.
You set that. When did you set the Valencia A race? It was kind of like October time, no?
Yeah. It's usually about 10 weeks before I announce the big one. And then, it's all just building up to that.
And why did you pick Valencia?
Well, I've been told it's the quickest race. Last year, it seems like every Brit, their PB pretty much comes from Valencia. So I'm like, I've been running all these races in Japan where you end up, because even the pacing strategy there is just outrageous. There's a pacemaker for 206 or you're out the back on your own. Like, doesn't matter whether a runner's in 220 shape, they'll still go out at 206.
That's insane.
I can't get my head around it. It's mad.
So they just don't have any paces for like 208, 210, 212?
No.
Nothing.
And also, for example, the runners that run 210, they'll have gone out at like 2.4 and then blown up 2.5. So no one runs even splits. That's unheard of.
So a negative split is just not a thing in Japan.
That's not a word in the dictionary. No, genuinely, I've never seen one of my mates ever run even an even split. It's positive and it's just hang on, try not and die as long as possible.
And you've definitely opted for that because that's exactly kind of what happened in Valencia, didn't it?
Well, so Valencia, initially before I changed my approach, and so originally I was going for this 209, and then I was looking at the weather. It's a little bit warm. Like I'd ideally want it like 0 degrees for me to get the absolute best out of myself. The training block had been a little bit shaky the last month. So I was like,
you had a calf issue, didn't you?
Had a little calf niggle, things. Yeah, it was looking a bit shaky. And I was like, okay, I'm putting the train harder approach to the side. Never thought I'd say this. I'm like, okay, I'm going to run smarter this time. I'm adapting my goals, slowing it down to 212.
Yeah.
And I was going to run at 212 till 30K and then try and pick up off that and cut it down. So like, okay, this is sensible. I'm playing controlled. I'm taking all the factors into account. I'm not going for this kamikaze Japanese style. Well, yeah, as we'll get to, that didn't quite play out that way.
And you went through half in 106, didn't you?
Yeah.
And at half, you were not feeling yourself, were you?
Oh, mate, at 2K, I wasn't feeling myself. Actually, I'm editing the race video at the moment, so that'll come out, this Sunday? And
so it'll be out by the time this pod's out?
Yeah. It's a tasty one. There's a lot of drama in it. And even at about 3K in, I feel horrendous.
Why do you think that was?
This is so before Tokyo Marathon, actually a few months before, I realized I had really bad anemia. It's like iron deficiency.
Yeah.
And managed to sort that out. And just without actually gaining any fitness, I took like 5 minutes off my marathon time just by like bumping my iron up. And again, this time the feeling was the exact same as when I've had iron deficiency before, where it's like I'm checking my heart rate. It's pretty low. It's lower than any marathon I've done. So like Tokyo, I'm getting up to like 190 by the end. Like I'm averaging sort of 185. This time at Valencia, at the start, it's like just under 180, which like for me, for a marathon is actually kind of low. But then it feels like I'm sprinting. Like I'm killing myself to just run 212 pace, which like a month ago in training, I can hit no problem. That should be comfy. But I know at like 3K in, like this could be a long day.
You've put in so much hard work. And you're then 3K in, you're going, I feel like shit. What was that for?
Yeah, I can't believe it. I'm like, you go through patches in marathons, you'll feel crap and it'll come back, but not 3K into the race.
No.
And I'm thinking, okay, maybe this is just, I don't know, like, it's just like pre-race. I don't know. It's one of those things like maybe I feel rough at the start, give it 5K and I'll get back into my rhythm. Like, I've just got to find that rhythm, find my group. And I got into the group, that 212 group, and I'm locking into pace, but it's just getting harder and harder and harder. And I'm hitting like 5K and it's feeling like I'm pop. Like I'm popping 5K into a marathon. It's just ridiculous. Like at that point, you should feel like you're jogging. But for some reason, just on that day, it feels so bad. And it just, you said like at halfway, I go for in 66. By that point, I'm like, my brain's basically checked out. Yeah. I'm starting to completely lose vision, hearing, getting dizzy. And I'm like, I'm basically just sprinting to try and get to halfway even. Yeah. And then from there, it's just like a vicious downhill.
And there's a really I found it quite harrowing to watch, to be fair. But Nick Bester put up a clip he captured of you on his hat cam. And he bumped into you. Was it 30K or 28K?
That was little, like maybe 26.
Okay, so, and you just looked in a world of pain, mate. Do you remember that in the race?
So I remember his voice and I vaguely, because from maybe like 25 onwards, watching the videos back, I'm barely moving. I'm dropping like 6-minute Ks.
Yeah.
But I'm sort of aware of a lot of people shouting like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" Like loads of runners as they're running past. People are like checking in because clearly I was an absolute state.
Well, mate, you look like a walking zombie.
I'm like sweat, genuinely. This video, I'm sweating all over. I'm literally zombie state.
You're like stumbling.
Yeah, my eyes are even in that video from Nick. I don't think my eyes even open really. So
it's mad.
I'm sort of, and at that point, I'm so far past the point of consciousness that I'm not in a state to even stop.
Yeah,
because I think I'm just like, literally just in mechanics, like get to the finish, keep going, just sort of I know that, as in at this point, I'm running 6-minute Ks. I'm heading for like a 4-hour marathon, but I'm not processing that at all. Like clearly I should have stopped, but I think it took to the point where I literally get dragged off the course because I went another couple K after I saw, after Nick, I think, filmed it. Yeah.
Oh my
like
word.
in that sort of state.
And then you get pulled off the course. What do you remember from that whole thing?
So I remember just being sort of carried by the medics, sort of them walking me maybe back to the sort of medical tent area, the ambulance area. And just, they were trying to get me to keep moving, like keep walking, I think. And like, it's not as bad as Tokyo Marathon. Tokyo Marathon, I completely pass out at the finish and like literally wake up an hour later.
The line and you collapse.
Yeah. Like, I don't remember anything. I somehow got to finish, but completely passed out. And this time I was kind of aware, like maybe I'm sort of eyes closed or whatever, but I'm sort of aware of what's going on, kind of that they're pulling me off. I think I was wanting to keep running and I think basically collapsed pretty much. And then it's just like slowly coming back around and they're taking a whole load of like, they're doing like blood tests, checking my temperature, sugar level, that kind of thing. And that all seemed normal. And they basically just said that I pushed so far that there just wasn't enough oxygen getting to my brain, to my muscles. So pretty much I'm effectively losing consciousness because my brain's checked out. And it's like I've overridden because usually it's that limiting factor where your body shuts down before you can actually do damage in a way, because that's like it's a natural defense mechanism. And I guess I've sort of overridden that somehow and just gone into like zombie mode.
Mate.
So, yeah, it's a bit mad.
That's wild. So you're essentially like, you've managed to push yourself further than what your body is trying to let you do. Your body's trying to stop you, but you're fully forcing it.
Yeah, pretty much. And
wild.
I don't know why, as in, it looking a bit, I've done some research and everyone's got opinions on what they think it could be. I need to get some blood tests done later this or next week. Like I want to see what it is, but I think with the iron, it's the same thing where if you've got low iron, there's just not enough oxygen in your blood. Like it just can't be transported around. So it's why you can feel like you're going flat out. I'm running a pace that should be comfortable, but it's literally like the body's natural limiter where there's not enough oxygen. You can't get the oxygen to the muscles, to the where it needs to be. So I think that's why I've just fatigued so badly, literally just killed myself, even though it should have been a comfy pace.
Yeah, it's so mad to hear, because like you probably, if you'd done a marathon trying to go for it maybe 2 weeks before, may have had a completely different sort of experience. Do you think potentially it was like one couple weeks too late almost, the race? Or do you think it had anything to do with it?
Yeah, it's so hard to know. With like training, I'd hit sort of the key check marks, like I hit my training marathons, my half marathons. It'd been a little bit shaky in places, but it's hard because it's so hot out there until about November. It's really hard to know what shape you're actually in. You're training in like 30-degree heat, 90% humidity. So it's only really the last couple months where you see it come together and the shape coming up. And I didn't feel like I overcooked it. I think with the anemia, it's so, like, I don't know if it is that, but that's why, I need to get tests and stuff done.
You're going to go and get a health MOT done?
I want to get a full blood work done, so they check everything. Like, because it's one thing, like, you can take all the iron supplements in the world, but it's what's causing it, because it always goes in these cycles where it's like, it's almost the biggest indicator of my performance. Like Tokyo Marathon, it's the highest ever my hemoglobin's been. And even then, it was borderline anemic. But just because it had been like raised from like insanely anemic to like, okay, just about normal, that allowed me to take 5 minutes off my marathon PB. If I could take it another step above, like into the like solid healthy range, I could probably take another 5 minutes off. So it's so important to get that lockdown. And then I think the training, like clearly my body can handle it, muscular-wise, tendon-wise, all of that.
It's so interesting because you kind of potentially are one find away from essentially being able to potentially run a sub 210.
That's exactly how I feel,
It must be quite frustrating sometimes.
It's frustrating, but in a way, in my head, I'm not thinking if I'm going to be able to run it. I purely think when, because I think if I've got to this point, and I can run, and I've ran like even Tokyo Marathon, I think it was a shit race. It was my worst race today. I was in much better shape than that. But even if I can run that while my levels aren't great, if I can just sort that out, get to the bottom of it, who knows, how far I could go.
What's your kind of in-race nutrition? What's that look like?
With Valencia, it was just gels every 7K maybe.
Okay.
With other races like Tokyo, I've got the drink bottles, the elite bottles, and aiming for like 90 to 100 grams an hour. What have you had? Like,
what have I done?
Yeah, like how many grams an hour do you go?
24 gram gel every 5K.
Okay.
So, and in Chicago, my goal pace would have been a 22-minute 5K. So,
okay, yeah.
So it is kind of like every, I guess, maybe 60 an hour.
Okay. Yeah.
Around that.
That's always, people say around 60 to 90 is what your body can absorb.
I think I can cope with the upper end. Definitely.
Have you ever had any stomach troubles?
No, because I did a half Ironman. I did like 90. I think I did 100 an hour on the bike and I was fine.
Oh, yeah. I guess because the bike as well, you can digest more. I guess because you're not.
That's the thing, isn't it? That's the thing. Because a load of cyclists do a shit ton.
I think that's why a lot of runners, they've seen like cyclists pushing like 200.
Yeah.
And then you try and do that running, it's a whole lot more impact. Like, it's a lot easier if you're sitting down. But I think people are trying to push the limit even in running.
Definitely. You mentioned earlier in the episode, that you kind of do a lot of your runs easy. Okay.
Yeah.
Something that I certainly have started to do more is like making sure my heart rate's below 140 when I'm out doing easy runs. It often means that I'm running a lot slower than I want to be because it takes longer. But it's so important to building your fitness. What's a typical week look like for you? In terms of when you're doing, let's say, a 280K week, how much of that is at a kind of marathon pace / tempo pace?
So I'd say like marathon pace or quicker might be 20 to 30%.
Wow, okay.
And then the rest of it's easy. Heart rate under 140. And what's funny is before, when I was like a 238 marathoner, or like back in the day, my easy runs were probably 30 seconds a K quicker than it is now. So I've taken like 20 minutes off my marathon time, but my average pace across the week has got slower.
What is your easy pace?
It's between 4:30 and 5.
That's my marathon pace.
But then there'll be marathoners that are much slower than me running a minute quicker.
Well, I think I saw Phil Sessman's easy pace is like 4:30.
Yeah.
And he's a 2:07 guy, which is wild.
Exactly. Like loads of the top boys, the Japanese guys, loads of them will run 6-minute Ks.
Really?
And like it takes forever. Like I don't know how you don't get bored.
Well, mine is like a 6:30. I would say it keeps 6:30 will be below 140.
Okay.
So that's what I kind of do most easies now at.
And that's probably to keep the heart rate. It feels like you're barely
I also wear my
moving.
heart rate monitor on all easy runs. It's a bit extra, but I'm like, I want to know. I just need to know my body. Like, want to get to know it way more.
Because that's the thing, you hit the easies easy, and then you can smash the session.
Exactly.
Like to be able to hammer them, you've got to keep it chill the rest of the time.
So with Valencia Marathon, you must have found that like such a cool experience because, as you said, you've been in Japan where you're just around Japanese people for the most part, and then you've come over to a European race which you've had a big bit of coverage towards. By the way, you were the second most followed person at Valencia Marathon.
If only I could have backed it up. I didn't quite deliver on my, my tracking.
I was out on a long run with my run club.
Oh yeah.
And I was refreshing. I was like, why does it say 4:04?
Everyone was like, why is he still going at 3 hours, 4 hours?
I was like, but anyway, it happened with Gabriel when I was tracking him, and I was like, oh shit, he must have DNF'd. But what was that experience like coming over to Europe, doing a race where everyone probably knew you, everyone like knows your journey? And it must have been quite overwhelming.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. I had a taste of it at Gold Coast Marathon because I've got a lot of Aussie viewers. So that was
they love running Aussies, man.
Unreal.
They're sick.
The Aussies are legends. And
they're my second biggest audience for this pod.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Big up the Aussie listeners. Yeah, because over there it was the same thing where it was just like a wall of, let's go, Jake, ran to Japan.
Sick.
Train harder, like constantly through the race. And then again, Valencia I wasn't even sure how many Brits would come out like compared to like Spanish, like locals and that. But again, I met, even just on the flight out, like probably half the flight that I ended up getting chatting to who'd watched the channel, and that was sick. Like it's crazy because in Japan I've got a small. Actually, my audience is like super international. I think maybe my fourth biggest audience is Japan, but it's only like 5%.
Yeah.
So it's really small, and like British is top, and that's only 18. So it's like super diverse.
Do you ever put Japanese subs on your videos?
So I've started adding them recently, and it's increasing basically now.
For sure.
Because with the language barrier, like, they wouldn't have a clue if I'm just speaking English.
No, that's the thing. Because it's like, as a Japanese person, well, I'm not a Japanese person, but if you were a Japanese person watching the videos, it must be quite sick, like seeing someone come to your country and promote it. Like you, mate, obviously it's an amazing country, but you do so much for the image of that country. Like you make it like, yeah, you give it great press.
I need a government sponsor. That's what I need. Hook me up with, come on, surely I'm bringing in those tourists.
Mate, for sure. Especially running tourists. Because actually I've got a group chat with Hugo and Gabriel, and we're kind of just thinking, because we've both got, all three of us have got spring marathons. We're just sort of working out what we want to do. I really want to go to altitude for the first time to train. Okay. And so initially I was like thinking of Kenya. And then I was like, but the only thing with Kenya is, it's quite an extreme lifestyle. The food is very extreme. Like you're very locked into just being there for running.
Outside of running, there's nothing.
There's nothing, exactly. So then I was like to the boys, I was like, what else could we do? America's a bit cold. And then Gabriel was like, it's got to be Japan. And I was
Japan training camp.
I don't know if I can, like, that's an expensive trip. Just like flying over there, accommodation and stuff. Well, the accommodation is probably not too expensive, but that whole thing. What's an altitude camp probably look like in Japan? Where would you recommend going?
Oh, I see. I'd say the altitude spots are almost a bit like Kenya, where there's nothing outside of running. It's properly locked in. They've got these, it's called Nagano. It's like this sort of mountain prefecture. That's where a lot of the altitude camps are. The only thing, in sort of winter, or at least half the year, it's fully snowed over. So no one can actually train at altitude from maybe November through to, I don't know how late, maybe like March, April.
Well, ski season, yeah.
Because of skiing. So that's when, these places become ski hotspots.
Japan apparently is some of the best skiing in the world.
Unreal.
Yeah.
I've never been, but loads. Actually, the Aussies, like, they just take over these like skiing resorts. It's like, tons of them I know I keep bumping into, like, coming over. So
so you wouldn't recommend Japan then for altitude in spring?
I think it's too early, probably. I think it'll still be probably snowed over. Yeah. So maybe, I don't know. Europe's good though as well, like Font Romeu.
Yeah, but would that not be the same thing though? Because is it not a ski kind of vibe?
When I was at Birmingham Uni, we'd go in the Easter holiday.
Yeah.
So I don't know when
that's marathon season.
Yeah. And that was fine. Like it was a little snowy in places, but like you could easily get out on routes. Yeah. That was unreal. Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah, France is a lot easier to get to as well.
Slightly cheaper flight.
Yeah, exactly. Right, so next year, we've got so many questions from the audience that I want to get into. But firstly, building your 2026 calendar, have you already got some plans in place?
I have indeed. Actually, the video that I'm filming now, that will be out after the race video, is a little bit of the reveal. Okay, cool. Some things are still in the works, but I mean, classic, I'm sticking to my style of racing every weekend in a way. Like a few sort of target marathons, because it gets so hot in Japan. Yeah. I'm trying to get, while it is cool weather at the moment, like almost like a marathon season where I knock out a few more. So like Valencia was almost the start of that. Yeah. And then looking to, back a whole load of local races in Japan, halves, 10Ks, walking the speed, and then a few sort of target marathons. I'm waiting to announce, for the video exactly which ones we're looking at, but potentially some ultras as well later next year.
Okay.
So there's some big stuff in the works.
Have you got a spring marathon booked in? Yeah. Right. You can tell me that. I'm going to bleep it out. Okay. Just so you can get my reaction.
Yeah. So I've got one that's not a well-known one in Japan. Okay. That's in February. Sweet. But then I'm doing, and then
sick.
And the big target.
You want a little secret?
Go on.
Mine's the same.
Is it actually?
Yep.
Quality.
Anyway, you might not have heard any of that, but I will bleep out you saying that.
Beautiful.
That's exciting though, man. That's two big races.
Yeah, monsters.
Exciting stuff. So what are you going to do differently next time? Are you going to do anything differently?
Okay, so the big thing that I think is outside of the iron, like sorting all that out, is teammates. Because I've done so much solo training. Yeah. It's brutal out there. They've got their individual teams and it's sort of like a little bubble. It's so hard to break into. Whereas I've trialed with a few different teams outside of Tokyo. So I think early next year, I'm moving out of Tokyo.
Right.
Hitting up some, I've not 100% decided which one yet, but probably like one of these elite teams, like this rural area, unreal running around there, and just like a bunch of these absolute weapons, like sub 210 guys.
Sick.
That can just drag me along, pull me up. So I think is going to be that. And then getting to the bottom of this iron problem.
Yeah.
Them together could be worth, I don't know, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. If I can just nail them down, I feel like there's a huge, huge jump.
Do you think that's the biggest tip that you would give people who are wanting to get quicker in like not a shorter space of time, but within reason of safety? Training with better people, is that the kind of fast track to making big improvements?
It's the cheat code. It's because when I arrived in Japan, I'd say I'm maybe in 225 shape.
Yeah.
And then I'm training with a bunch of sub 220 marathoners.
Yeah.
And I went literally week on week. I'm probably taking 2 minutes off my marathon time.
Mad.
Equivalent. Like
at that pace as well. That's a mad margin.
Very hard at that level. But just because I've gone from solo training for 6 months to then my sessions are just like levels up and it's crazy. So yeah, I'd say get a group.
And for kind of, I want to kind of brand this to people who are newish runners, but maybe people that are really trying to push their times a little bit. What would be your biggest bit of advice to those people? Imagine someone in my position, my sort of skill level.
Okay.
What would be your biggest bit of advice to them going into the marathon season?
So we talked a bit earlier, and it's so simple, but mileage, it's the cheat code. It's so obvious, and I think it's so overlooked that just simply by running more, you will get quicker. If you can stay injury free and if you do it gradually, and again, like take the easy miles easy, you just look at everyone that does it. Purely the more time you put in, the better you'll get, rather than worrying about the best technology and the testing and the data. And there's a very simple cheat code, which is just running more. So I think that's probably the number one tip, that until you're maximizing your potential in terms of that, then maybe start looking more into the science and the data and get more technical. But yeah, you can improve by 20%, 30% just off mileage.
Have you got like a big gripe at the moment for the running space? Because obviously I would say on the whole, actually definitely on the whole, you're an extremely positive guy. You don't really ever perpetuate any sort of negativity, and like you don't ever sort of speak of any frustration you have with the space. Do you have any?
Don't know, maybe because I'm just so out of it. I see myself, because I'm living out in Japan. I thought I'm sort of a separate little, maybe I'm not paying as close attention. But I mean, the thing that just pisses me off is the doping problem.
Yeah.
Because it just feels like the clean people, they're never going to be able to compete. Doesn't matter how much hard work you put in. Like, if you've got people that are freakishly genetic talents, and then they're pumping themselves with every drug under the sun, how are you ever going to be able to compete? So that's something that I've been outspoken on the channel and had a pretty good response, because I think you can clearly just look at the numbers and see there's certain countries where it's just clearly there's a widespread, like even state-sponsored doping problem that isn't being addressed. And it's like, it's just insane that you can't look, I find it very hard now to look at the top end of the sport and get any inspiration from it. I'm not looking at people running 202, 201 and thinking that's incredible. I'm purely looking at, all right, how long does that time last? Like, when are they getting busted?
Yeah.
Because it's just clearly the data's there. We've seen it happen time and time again, and it's not changing. So that's something that I'll happily speak out about. And people will hate on it, I'm sure, but look at the numbers.
Here's one for you, actually. If doping was to go under the radar, let's say, hypothetically, World Athletics turned around and said, we are no longer going to test anyone. You can do what the fuck you like.
Yeah.
How fast do you reckon we could see a human being run a marathon?
Not a lot quicker than the world record. I'll put that out there. I think it's funny, people talk about the enhanced games. You know, this thing
I spoke about with Anya last podcast.
Okay, yeah. So in the enhanced games, there's no testing. People take whatever drugs they want. I think there's going to be a massive shock. They'll do that, and people won't break the world records. And so that, in my eyes, the Olympic Games is the enhanced games already. The dopers, the doctors, all of this, they're so far ahead of the testing. Like, you can delve into it. There's so much data behind this. Like, all these leaks online, and like the more you dig into it, the sadder it gets. Like when you look at the top of the sport, and just I think they're going to do these enhanced games, and suddenly people will realize, hang on, they're not running any quicker than these clean athletes at the top of the Olympic sport anyway.
Are they going to do a enhanced marathon?
I guess
or is it just like
or
swimming and stuff?
I've seen they've talked about the sprinting, like the 100 meters.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting if they did do a marathon.
The only thing is with this, with the enhanced games, you've got, let's say they sign a sprinter. They're not going to be signing Noah Lyles. They're not going to be signing the top boys who are like top end of world record, like touching world record.
Yeah.
Never going to get those guys.
Yeah.
So you're then kind of banking on people who aren't the best of the best, but they're decent. They're decent. You know, they're probably going to get to the heats of the Olympic finals. Yeah. But they're never going to kind of like be in with a chance of winning the 100 meters at the Olympics. You're then signing them up to then ask them to do whatever they want. They can go on whatever trials or doping that they want to do. I think you're right. But I also think that we're not going to be seeing the best of the best dope.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. Because if you are the best, you'd go for the normal Olympics.
Yeah.
It's very true. But from what they've advertised, the enhanced games, they're like, oh, they're going to be smashing every world record. We'll see. But it's true. I guess if you're a second tier guy, you're like, oh, I'm not going to make it.
Yeah.
They chuck a ton of money at you. Then maybe they'll be attract, those sort of sub.
It's kind of like the whole Live Golf thing, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Did you follow golf much?
Yeah, I know about the
exactly. So you know, for those who don't know, Live Golf were a rival of the PGA. I think they were Saudi backed, weren't they?
Yeah, it was Middle East. Exactly.
Yeah, and they essentially came into golf like, we were setting up a new league. We're going to pay people a shit ton of money to join our events, and their events are a bit different. Like there's music on the tee, like the tees, and I remember one guy got a hole in one, and everyone just throw beer onto the tee box. It was wild. But yeah, it's basically a bit alternative. But people being paid mad money to go, and then the people that did go were sort of looked down on by the community.
Basically, yeah, you pick the money or the integrity. It's almost like you've got to make that call.
It's wild. Right, finally, we're going to go into some questions. Actually, sorry, before we do, we spoke about briefly Alex Yee at Valencia. Now, he got the second quickest marathon time in British history. He beat Emil Carrez's time. He is now only second to Mo Farah.
Yeah.
Will he go on, do you think, to become the fastest marathon runner in British history?
Oh, I mean, the jump he made from 2:11 to 2:06 is insane. Yeah. And like, he's got to be the lowest mileage runner ever to run a sub 2:8 or whatever.
What does he do a week?
Oh, I swear it was on like 100k, maybe even less, because of
triathlon,
because of his biking and stuff. Maybe during Valencia he might have upped it a bit, but it's definitely less than any other elite runner. And maybe he's just an aerobic animal because of all the biking and stuff, that it's just taking him to that next level. Oh, I'm interested to see, but he's a freak. Yeah,
I said it in my vlog. I was like, do you think we will see him try and break the British record whilst also keeping up with triathlon? / is that possible?
Because people are saying now he's qualified for the Olympics. Like he could double. He could go Olympic triathlon and marathon.
Which is wild, isn't it? Will he do that?
Oh, I think it's insane. I think you've got to pick one or the other as well, because he's almost conquered triathlon. Like he's already the Olympic champ. I'd love to see him just go all in on the marathon. And
just do it at the Olympics, the next Olympics, for the marathon. Exactly. And then he's like, cool, I've done both now.
Completed it.
Yeah, because the only thing, if you're looking at it, you're going, do I want back-to-back Olympic champion status, or do I want to settle that there and then go, right, realistically, I'm not going to win the marathon, but I could get top 5.
That's the thing. Yeah, it's like, it's almost, are you taking on the challenge?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, back-to-back triathlon would be crazy, but then, it's almost like, what if? Like, how far could he go in running? Because already to make that jump, and he's only been training properly for running for a couple of years.
And he's 27.
And because you don't peak to marathon till like 30 probably.
No. Well, there was one of the lads at my run club, James. He is super knowledgeable about the space, and he was talking to me about this guy, because me and Anya spoke about the Let's Run forum.
Oh yeah.
And he said to me, well, there's been something really good that's come of it. There's this new training technique that some guy discovered, and he's made a book about it.
Oh, Sir Pock?
I don't know.
I think I've heard of him. Yeah.
It's essentially like he's written a book about, it's instead of the double threshold, it's single threshold or something along those lines. I don't know the facts. He's like maybe like 40 or something, and he's just whacked out some mad marathon time based on this method, and he's written a book about it.
Yeah, I've heard about this. Yeah. It's like adapting the double threshold, like Norwegian model to your like sort of everyday working man. Like I think if you're working a full-time job,
I think that's what it was.
that's it. You can't knock out these double sessions. You can't recover or train like a pro.
Yeah.
Whereas he's done it for just like your average guy in a way.
So we keep seeing these alternative training methods pop up, and it's like someone's just unlocking a new key almost. It's wild. But right, let's get into some audience questions because quite a few have been sent in. Firstly, talking about your top end speed, you've mentioned that it's probably not as fast as you would potentially quite like. Is there going to be any specific focus on your top end speed in the new year?
So actually during this block, that's what I focus on the most.
Yeah.
And I never raced a 10K or 5K, but I got into the sessions I was knocking out was easily the best I've ever been. So I reckon right now, I'd love to, when I'm back in Japan, try and go for like a sub 14 5K, a 28 something 10K.
What is your 5K PB?
Officially 14:57.
Okay.
But I've broken that during a half marathon, during a 10K. So I've just not actually ran a 5K. It's a nightmare trying to find them out in Japan.
Really?
To them, that's just too short. They just love the half marathon. But if I could get a shot at a proper 5K, I'd love to try and rip a quick one.
That'd be mad. Yeah. So what would you change about what you're doing now to try and implement that?
Well, I'd say with the hardest thing training solo is those speed ones. Whereas like training recently with some of these elite teams, jumping in with them, I was just getting pulled along with those speed sessions. So if I join a team, get in with them, I reckon the speed top end should just like increase as well.
On the topic of top ends, what do you reckon your absolute weekly mileage limit is? In kilometers, obviously.
Okay, if it's, you mean like at any point in the future?
So right, at the moment you said you're kind of maxing on like 300s.
Yeah.
What do you reckon your body could physically endure?
Okay, so like I could technically probably physically handle 500.
What?
But when I say that would have to be jogging. So as in I could jog, I'm sure 300, 400. Like I've done before, I jogged like 300k and it was one of the easiest weeks of my life, like way easier than 150k with sessions. So to do sessions, like hit the quality at the same time, 300 is probably pushing it.
When you're doing these like easy runs, because I find myself sometimes just getting my phone out and trying to like multitask.
Yeah.
Do you ever do anything whilst you're on your easy runs? Like
I'm a podcast man.
Podcast man.
Yeah. I'm just always like got the podcast on the go.
You listen to this one, yeah?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, good
I'll
man,
be listening back to myself on the run.
Yeah. I do the same, to be fair. I've said it before. I like listening back to see ways to improve.
Yeah.
What's some of the podcasts you listen to then?
I've got every running pod under the sun.
Yeah,
like,
nice.
All of it. And then Arsenal, I'm a big Arsenal fan.
You're an Arsenal fan?
Yeah. North London, got to be. And then a few UFC, like MMA ones. And that is pretty much all sport.
Sport related. Nice.
And that's just, keeps me going. If I'm not running with someone, always pods on the go.
That's so funny because it's like, I often think this, and I remember when Will Googe was running across Australia and I was like, that bloke's running all day. Like, what do you reckon he's listening to? Because he has his headphones in.
He was always something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like, do you reckon he's just listened to the most obscure podcast to kill time?
Because it's almost weird if you're listening to running podcasts while running. I always think that about myself, but I don't know. Yeah, is it just something completely random?
Yeah.
Like, take your mind off it?
Yeah. Again, this is, we've kind of touched on it. Thoughts on deload weeks. How do they look for you?
For me, it's usually a taper week is my deload. So I'll put, if you got your A goal, your Valencia, there'll be a couple half marathons or whatever in the build up, 10Ks. And I'll use that when I'm tapering into them as like a one little dip. But it's still pretty high. Like for me, it's all about keeping that training load up.
When you, this is something that I haven't even thought of. When you were doing your uni degree, what were you studying and what was the kind of job you wanted to go down if running wasn't the thing?
So when I was at Birmingham, that was geography.
Okay.
No interest in geography.
Just a good degree to have.
It was, I was never going down that route. I think, it was basically just my favourite A-level or the easiest A-level. I was like, okay, we'll do that at uni. I was there more for the social. I think at that time, I was in on the MMA path. Like I wanted to go down there. I always knew whatever happens, like even from when I was like 7 years old, I'm never going to get a 9 to 5 in an office sitting down. Like I can't sit down, I can't keep still. It's got to be something active, I think. And then my master's was business, but I specialized in sports marketing. And that I think has been quality for the YouTube channel because almost, I feel like I've used a lot of the stuff we learnt during that for then YouTube. So when I was doing that, I was thinking in a way, I could see myself in the future getting into sports marketing or like studying the UFC. Like I think they do it so well, and like running so shit at marketing, like at a pro level.
Isn't it? It's so interesting because like you've seen what's happened to football, and you know you've got social media people going onto football, like presenting gigs and stuff like that. Like you don't see that with running. It's strange. Like you would have thought this new influx of mainstream audiences would mean that they'll look to creators and stuff like that more, but they just haven't yet. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, because like the weird thing, running, you had a massive running boom. It's globally the highest participation sport. Like there's no barrier to entry. Every country does it. Everyone's running, but no one cares about top level running. There's still just as little interest in that, like actually following it is in viewership. And I think it's just terribly marketed. There's no storylines. There's no rivalries. It's all, you look at what makes UFC exciting. It's like there's clashes, but they're pitting people against each other. They're creating a storyline in it. And that's what with my YouTube channel, it's just trying to create a storyline around my running.
Yeah.
So you follow it week on week, you see the progression. So people hopefully can engage with that and see. That's what keeps it exciting. That's what, you see how you get from there to hopefully as I progress up.
Yeah, how would they do rivalries in running, man?
Everyone's too nice.
Yeah. Well, I've seen a couple clips of like in 10K races where some like people just start scrapping mid-race and it's just wild, but that would just never happen. Imagine you've got Alex Yee and Phil Sessman, suddenly they just hate each other.
You get like the trash talking, like press conference and stuff, firing shots.
Yeah, his shoes are shit. S&C work. I don't really ever see you post about gymming much. Do you gym?
I do my home gym. Okay. You know what I do? A lot of races recently, I've got these rice bags, like 5 kg rice bags. I put them in a rucksack and then do some squats or lunges and stuff. For me, gym, annoyingly, for any other sport it would be great, but I put on muscle so easily.
Really?
Like, back in the day, like when I started MMA, I go to the gym for 2 weeks and I'm like 10 kg heavier. Because my dad naturally, he's like, and my brother, they're big, like rugby build, boxing build. And that's me. Like I'm not built for running, but I've had to kill myself, like run, 40K a day to get this light. So I try and just avoid the gym, any upper body.
To be fair, the next question links to your dad. It said, is it true that Jake's running ability comes 100% from his dad, brackets the OG Quadzilla? And I think this is your dad.
He posted it.
Oh, that's so funny. So what was your dad then?
He did a bit of running back in the day, but he also did boxing, played like rugby, football, all of that. He's like a much bigger build.
He does seem like
it's what
big
I'd
guy.
look with I'd look like if I didn't run 40K a day. I'd be that size.
Your family, to be fair, seem top, just from your videos briefly sharing. Like your sister as well. I saw she's a presenter, isn't she? Yeah.
She does a whole load of sports presenting,
That's so cool.
So they featured, people loved it, the last video pre-Valencia, and they were actually out there in Valencia.
Sick.
So they filmed a whole load of behind the scenes. They were like vlogging in a way as I was running. So they've got, as it gets progressively worse, they get more and more worried. But it's a good feature, I think.
Am I right in saying you have a girlfriend now?
I do, indeed.
Is she Japanese?
Yeah. I've not made the big reveal though on the channel. So I've had a lot of comments about Mrs. ran to Japan. People want to know. I think it's crazy. People clocked it from, it was the video where I hit 100K.
Yeah.
And I think we were out just like walking about or whatever when I hit
giggling
it.
Behind the camera.
That was it. And it was purely just from a female voice behind the camera was enough to get the floods of comments like, who is she? Like
People don't miss a trick, man.
No, but they're on it. They're on it. So I'm saving that for a monster video title.
Yeah. What? So the origin story, how you guys met and everything.
Exactly. The full reveal. So cool. I've got to keep it under wraps for now.
That's absolutely fine. I respect the narrative, man. Don't you worry. What's the pressure of maintaining your Ran to Japan profile, I guess? Like if you were to suddenly be like, right, I need a month off running. Like I can't do this. Do you ever feel like that, or is it just so ingrained in your life?
I mean, for me, because the running always comes first, like over the channel, there's been times when, so I had like a little brief injury spell. I've had to maybe miss a week or 2 weeks or whatever, or the illness, like the Copenhagen, like nearly losing my arm. So I've had those periods, but I think the channel, I can still, it's harder on the channel, but like I'll find a narrative. There'll be some, I can showcase other people's running. Like there's always stuff you can chat about. So I think, and with Japan as well, I can always like tie into that niche where I can go down, I don't know, the Japan travel route or like the food route.
Yeah.
So it's not like, it's obviously running central to the channel, but to me, I'm just running for running's sake. Like the channel is part of the running journey, but if ever the running starts suffering or whatever, I'll happily push the YouTube to the side.
You've made it quite good that your channel is about you. And I always say this to people if like, they always say about, you know, content advice and stuff, make it about you and what you're doing rather than like, you're not necessarily like making, people don't expect a certain type of video from you or don't expect it to be always about one thing.
Yeah, because I guess some channels, and even like how much I love running, some channels I get bored if it's literally just, it doesn't matter how good the runner is, if it's just them running around a track, some music or whatever, them chatting, you just get bored. So it's like, that's always the thing I've tried to do is showcase stuff outside of running, like the lifestyle as opposed to this is a running channel. Like hopefully it's more than that, I'd say.
This is a spicy one.
Go on.
Would you sacrifice your entire YouTube channel for an Olympic spot in 2028?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm filming, it's funny, that was the same question as I'm filming a documentary, or we filmed actually, it's in the works now, it's coming out in a couple of weeks. And that was one of the big questions they said. And without a shadow of a doubt, like people might hate hearing this, I guess, but I was completely honest. I said it before and I say it again, that I'll drop the YouTube channel in a heartbeat, even though that's probably 3/4 of my income comes from that. Like I'm signed, I'm a professional runner with Brooks, but YouTube's like kind of taken off and stuff, but I'll cut that in a second if you said, yeah, you're making an Olympics, you're going there.
So obviously content is a big part of your life, but the ultimate goal is to be the best of the best.
Yeah. That was why, because I started the channel so I didn't have to get a job. It was purely to allow the lifestyle of a professional runner so I could throw everything at it.
Yeah.
And so that's always in the back of my mind that like it's ended up taking up a lot more time than I thought it would, the YouTube. It's probably 20 hours a week just to put out one video. Yeah. But it's fun. Like I'm someone that I can't just sit around like watching TV, like playing video games. Like a lot of pro runners, they've got a lot of spare time. Whereas I like being busy with that. Yeah. But I'll always put the running first. Yeah.
That's like,
are you surprised or?
I am a bit personally, because I always look at it as like, you clearly absolutely love your videos and like you put so much energy and like pride in them. I would have thought that you would have said that your journey in documenting would be far more important than the end result. Does that make sense? Like not critiquing it at all.
You're right in, it's like 50%. So the journey for me getting to the Olympics, I think to me is more important than the end goal. I don't care if I get to a point where I realize my talent's not enough and I'm never make it. Yeah. That doesn't bother me. Whereas documenting it is less, like I love doing it. I'm so glad I'm doing it. Like I wouldn't want to have to choose, but if it was just like, okay, you live the same lifestyle, but you just don't film it, I could live with that, fine. Yeah. Doing the training, doing the running, all of that. And it would suck not having the YouTube there, but I want to try and get every bit out of myself, yeah.
That's sick. That's amazing. And 2028, probably not going to happen. However, in the future, do you think it's possible?
That's what I'm working towards. 2028 and then 2032. That's
because you're 27 as well, no?
Yeah, 27.
Yeah.
So to me, I'm still like, I'm going to be at my peak in 8 years time.
Yeah.
But I'd say that's one strand is the marathon. And like, I want to go as far as I can in that. But once I think I've hit that barrier, then I want to go ultras. And with that, I've got a very different mindset. Already, I'm thinking world records, like world championship. Like I think I can break right now the 100K world record.
Do you?
100%. Like not to even sound cocky, I'm fully confident that I can break the 100K world record.
Because you did the Wings for Life, didn't you? And you absolutely blitzed that. You came second though, globally?
It's third. And yeah, that was the debut ultra. And next year, I've teased in a video, I've actually entered a a huge ultra race. I've not said what yet.
Will it be in the video that's coming out for the Valencia video?
Not yet.
Okay.
Maybe a little later, because it's sort of the back half of next year is once this sort of marathon season's out the way, then I've set my sights on a few ultra distance goals.
When you say ultra, this is a road ultra. This isn't no trail ultra or anything like that. No UTMB.
Because I think with my style of training, basically how I train, I'm already training like an ultra runner. I think that's why I say like I can do the Wings for Life without changing anything in my training. Because how I train for marathons is almost like an ultra runner coming down. Like I've got the volume, I've got the long runs, all of that. So I think with a few little adjustments, a few slight changes with a few little training sessions, I'm nearly there, like ready to shoot up the distance.
The current 100k world record is what? Sub-6.
So that's unofficial. So they did it.
Oh, of course,
You know, like the Kipchoge thing. So it's like with some illegal shoes. And
by the way, that event got hardly any coverage.
It was so bad.
I don't get why that did not pop the way that it should have done.
They should have filmed. There was no live stream. There was nothing. Because the concept was unreal.
Sick.
But I reckon people watching this, a lot of people won't have a clue. It could have been so sick, the sub 3 hour attempt for 100k.
So it was in Italy, wasn't it? It was a 10k loop.
Around like some... Was it race course?
It was a racetrack, but it's like a perfect circle.
And they had like pacemakers coming in and out. They had the pace car. They'd got the 5 best ultra runners from around the world. I know actually the 2 Japanese boys who are in it. And like we've raced quite a few times and stuff before. And like, that's the kind of thing. I'd love to be the first official sub 6 100k.
And do you think that's possible then?
Yeah, definitely. Looking at even Wings for Life, I ran at world record pace for like 70k or whatever. And that was I had to stop for a shit 3 times during that.
Wait, and you got world record pace?
Yeah.
Oh my word. And what's the average pace for that?
So you need, to break 6 hours, you got to go 3:35 a K.
For 100 kilometers.
100k. Oh, the distance is brutal. Obviously it's mad.
That's insane.
But I just think,
That's sub 2:30 marathon.
Yeah. No, it's insane, but to me, that's the fun bit. I love running long. To me, the
just
biggest...
a bit over sub 2:30,
yeah, probably right, exactly. But like, my speed barrier is the limit, like with marathons. To compete with the world's best, I know I can't drop 255Ks, but to me, 330Ks, suddenly that's like... I feel like I could roll that for a while.
Do you think there was almost, obviously you say that you were in such good shape this past year, like you've put up some silly times. With Valencia being kind of at the, I guess, crescendo of the year, do you think there was almost too much pressure based on everything you've done in the year on that race?
Oh, I mean, could be, Like I hit some massive volume. Like maybe it was too much, but I think there's an underlying thing because I don't think you just go from suddenly like, looking at all the sessions I'm knocking out, I'm in my best shape, to then 3k into a target marathon and I'm cooked. And I even, very unlike me, hit a proper taper. So I cut down, I felt fully rested. Like, I feel like I ticked all the boxes. Like, it was almost as smooth as it could be. So then I'm putting my money on the anemia, the sort of iron problem, that's hopefully an easy fix to then boost me back up next year.
When you're running this much, something I've just thought about, because with the running advent calendar currently going on, people were saying to me about how I didn't get ill doing it and things like that. And I was like, that's a good point. I didn't get ill. But I did think about it and I thought, oh shit, well, I've got to run every day, so I can't get ill. When you're running essentially 40k plus a day, what happens if you get ill?
Yeah, you're a little screwed, aren't you?
Do you get ill?
So I don't know if you can tell talking, but I've got a bit of a cold. So I've had in 2.5 years or whatever living in Japan, I've never had a cold. It seems to always get me when I travel. So it's like,
of course.
I went to Melbourne, I got ill. I went to Copenhagen, I nearly lost my arm. I've come here, I've got ill.
Sorry. I don't know why I'm laughing at that.
No, I find it hilarious. It's ridiculous. So when I'm in Japan, I'm just in my routine. And I'm in that exactly the routine of 40k every day. You knock it out. I just seem to somehow my body's in like homeostasis. As soon as it changes, it seems like there's an external factor like travel or something like that. That's when everything goes wrong.
Yeah, that's so mad. So from your page, I've got a couple more questions, but from your YouTube channel, are there any things in 2026 that you really want to get from it aside from running performance?
Oh, I see. I get asked this a lot. Like once I hit 100K, people are like, where do you want to go with the YouTube? Like, what's the next goal? And like, obviously you'd say 1 million, but like, that's pretty tough. Like that's a long way. And I think because running's so important, I've not actually put any thought into YouTube, like goal wise, because it's purely the YouTube's attached to my running. So all of my goals for 2026 are purely running based. And then it's just, I'll take people along on that journey through the YouTube. It's not like I care about hitting certain numbers now. It's legendary. I love people who are watching, but the YouTube's purely just there to showcase what I'm doing in running and support that.
Okay, so there's no like, I guess, bucket list jobs that you'd want from your exposure with your YouTube channel and stuff?
Because like, and obviously with YouTube, it opens up possibilities. If I could travel to almost any marathon across the world, get flown out, which is unreal. But if it's going to take away from my training, from the target races, then I've got to put that to the side. So like, I guess my sort of how I run my YouTube and my thinking is probably very different to like 99% of YouTube content creators. Because to that, like for me, I'm a runner that does YouTube, whereas other people are probably, it's a lot more interspersed, like one and the other. Whereas I'm set purely on that running outlook.
Yeah. So for you, it's just a way of kind of showcasing the life you live rather than trying to use it to get to different places.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Long term with your training, is there anything you worry about with your extreme methods?
No, I'm sure a lot of other people do. My family probably do. Everyone else. I don't, because I just want to get the most out of myself while I'm in my peak fitness, in peak health. Like there's a limited career. You've got maybe 8 years or whatever. So I want to hammer it now. And then if I can't run when I'm 50, I don't care. Like people will say it's stupid or whatever, but that's just my mindset.
I mean, obviously people probably had, far different training techniques to what you have, but you don't really hear of any marathon runners now who are kind of like unable to walk and move, who had a big career, do you?
Exactly. It's like the people that are fucked when they're 50 are people that were stationary. Are like you're sat at a desk, you're doing nothing. All the healthiest people when they're like 60, 70, the ones that were active. So it's like living this lifestyle, I think it's just going to keep you healthy for longer, pretty much.
Yeah. There'll be a lot of people who listen to this pod who are probably nowhere near being able to run like a 4-hour marathon, and they're quite new to the whole game. What would be your biggest bit of advice to them if they're really wanting to use 2026 to kick it up a notch and really take it a bit more seriously, or, find that love for it? Because I do find a lot of time people, when they first get into the sport, they sign up to a race, they love the process, and then once it's done, I've got so many friends that have done one race, they've loved the process, and then they just don't do it again. What would be your bit of advice to continue on that journey?
The biggest thing is the social side.
Yeah.
It's like, that's what got me into running, and that's what kept me in it at the start. It wasn't trying to run quick in a way. It was like joining my local club, and then suddenly, you got mates there. Because that's what's so appealing about other sports, like football and stuff. You play it because you're in a team. Whereas running can be a very isolated sport if you're just doing it on your own. And that's why a lot of people hate it. Whereas suddenly you jump in a group, you got a squad there. It's like, it just makes everything so much easier. You train better, like you go faster, but also you've got the social aspect. It's like you want to go running because you're with your mates and stuff. So that's probably the biggest thing to get into it.
Yeah, I've definitely had such a good reaction from our run club. Like people who were new to running slowly just get more and more involved in it. And then as a result, just catch this bug that's just so infectious. Yeah. It's wicked.
Once you got the addiction, it's only up from there. Because you do a lot of running with people usually?
Yeah, so we have a run club every Saturday. We do a social 5K, and then now we're implementing long runs.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But the only thing is, like, when it moves to marathon season, we've got ambassadors now, which is great. So like this Saturday, both Izzy and I, my partner, can't make it. So we have ambassadors running the run club, which is sick. But yeah, with the long runs, because of marathon season coming up, and I'm like wanting to take my training quite seriously, I might only be able to do them when I've got like a conversational long run in my plan rather than like a session. Do you know what I'm saying? But no, man, a final question from me. I asked Alfie this on the pod when he came on a month or so ago. we're approaching the end of the year. 2025 has been a monumental year for running, like probably its biggest yet, I'd say. Yeah. What are some of the social media running fads that you would love to see the back of in 2026?
Oh,
maybe they could be things that you see loads of people do and loads of people recommend that just don't align with your values.
Yeah. Oh, I think the big one is basically, I think with my methodology and like getting quick at running, you've got to put the work in. I think too many people look for shortcuts. Like there's too much emphasis on the new shoes, all the gadgets, the tech, all of this stuff. Way too much time worrying about that. Not enough time just getting out there and pounding the miles. Like it's one thing, yeah, if you're in it for the social side, I completely get that. Like completely different angle. But a lot of people that are going for performance, I think, like the idea of training hard, but don't actually implement it. Like everyone could run a bit further, run a bit more, like could find the time to do it. I know, like, obviously I'm very lucky that this is my job and stuff, but I was actually putting in more training hours when I was working full time. So when I was back in London for 6 months, I was, because I had this injury, I was doing a ton of cycling. So I was working like 40 hours a week or 40 whatever in a school, and then training 25 to 30 hours on the bike.
Yeah.
Like it was hell. I hated every second of it, but I think you can find the time if you actually really want to do it, if you really want to put your mind to it, and you can get a whole lot more out of your body than you think.
Right, Sunday you're racing, Telford 10K. What's your goals for it?
Was racing.
Oh.
Not sure anymore. Because I was feeling great the day after Valencia, and then I had this little flu or something, like little cold lurking. So the last couple of days, I've been struggling to break 5-minute Ks. I'm like, I'm absolutely blowing.
Maybe don't, bro. Maybe just chill out.
So I'm thinking out, probably not the best of this, try and rip a 10K.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll give that one a miss. Hopefully bounce back next week.
So when are you going back to Japan?
I'm back on the 28th.
Of Jan?
Yeah, December.
Oh, okay.
Because I've done 2 Christmases over there, and now I'm like, I'll be quality bit of time back home.
Yeah, nice.
Proper Christmas back, and then head back to the Marathon Monk style.
Buzzing about that as well.
Yeah.
For a bit.
I think they've been missing me a little bit. So,
oh, bless them, man.
See them, get a bit of home time, and then it's locked in.
Back to the rice, bro.
Back to the grind. Back to those set meals.
Love it, man. Jake, thanks so much for coming on. Appreciate you, man. I'm so happy we could get this booked in. So guys, if you haven't seen Jake's channel, please go and check it out, because in my opinion, it's been my favorite running channel this year, without a shadow of a doubt. I think your videos are sick. Consistency and quality is amazing. So shout out to you, man. Inspiring a lot of people.
Oh, I appreciate it, mate. No, it's quality coming on. I've listened to a lot of the pods, and it's fun watching your running as well. So keep it up. Keep training harder. That's the way.
Exactly, bro. And also, I will see you at the race that I won't say on here.
That's the one. Exactly. Big
Love
link
it,
up.
man. Of course, I'll catch you next Thursday. If you have enjoyed the episode, give it a like on YouTube, follow on Spotify, rate it 5-star, all of that good stuff. Also, drop a comment on Spotify. If you've got this far, let me know you've got this far, and drop a comment saying like Jake is the GOAT or something like that. Yeah, keep it nice and friendly. But thanks for watching. All Jake's links will be in the description. And I'll catch you next week for the Christmas episode. The Christmas special is going to be out a day earlier. So unfortunately, Christmas Day is a Thursday. So I don't think you guys want to be listening to this podcast on a Thursday. So I'm going to drop it the morning of Christmas Eve. So you can listen to it when you wake up on Christmas Eve, whatever you're doing that day. Or if you want to save it for the weekend, feel free. I'm not pushing you to do anything. That'll be with Hugo. We're gonna get a few drinks in and just sort of talk about the year we've just had. So looking forward to it. I'll catch you next week. Take care.